Welcome back to Bonico Tarot. And yeah, I figured it might be nice to have a little bit of sage to start this one off. Energies are pretty high, as we're all well aware. Sending out love, light, and truth, and the pursuit of it to all. So, here's another big report. We are dealing with a lunar eclipse. And lunar eclipses in general, can trigger fated events. But this one, it's not so much the eclipse that's of concern in this moment. It is the moon square to Mars. So we're dealing with some very intense energies. I would anticipate that that this June will be probably one of the most intense months that we've had in decades. So, as I advise to many of my friends, make sure you have your helmet on this weekend, because it's going to be a doozy. I mean, who knows what's going to happen, really. But it's definitely a time to not give in to impulses, especially when we're feeling triggered by something. So before I get too deep into the details on the eclipse, I'm going to get a little business stuff out of the way. I do offer private readings, and so I've just finished making a little flyer, which I've posted on Bonico Tarot on Facebook, so you can see it there for quick reference. But basically what I'm offering is I'm offering a one question 30-minute in-depth tarot reading. That will be for $35. And then if you want to go a little bit more into your situation, or if you have a few things you want to take a look at, then I would recommend that we do the multiple questions 60-minute reading, which a lot of the times they go more. Now, I can do those live, or I can also record them and send you a link online where you can look at them yourself and possibly opt for them for download. I'm still kind of working that out, but at any rate, I do have a space to send you a link at this time, and I'll give you more details about that once you message me. And then my third little itty bitty reading option is the I Need a Sign 3-card reading, and that is recorded only. So what I would do is email you a photo of the spread in terms of the cards that I laid out, and then a quick little voicemail or voice memo file for your use to refer to. So then also I would like to direct you to the Venus retrograde, Venus RX, for each sign, the reports that I did for each sign a little over a week ago. Those reports are going to be relevant for May, June, and July. And also a handy reference for your hindsight is 2020 kind of thing as we move into the late summer and early fall, because we've got a lot of aspects that are triggering significant changes, because we have moved into a new chapter and we're creating a paradigm that we have no point of reference for. So things are happening, we're not really seeing them coming because we're not familiar with the dynamics of this new paradigm. So Let me see, did I get all the business over with? And then also, yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell for notifications so that when I do get videos up, you are notified right away. And so, yeah, let's get to the general astrological themes for this lunar eclipse. So, this lunar eclipse is in Sagittarius, and because it's square Mars, the dynamics are around love and hate. So, and, you know, all manner of extremes in this respect. So, it's a classic kind of dynamic where you really have to ask yourself, which wolf am I going to feed? There will be things that will poke you, that will trigger you. And so if you don't want to be caught up with a huge mess of details to have to work out when throughout the rest of the summer, when you really wanted to have your eye on other things, then I suggest you really rein yourself in. We all need to take a pause, take a breath, and know without a doubt that we see the way that we're heading clearly before we act. Most of the planets are in retrograde or in some stage of it, and Mercury retrograde is right around the corner, folks. So, you know, with all the action that we've seen so far, it's really best to be paying attention and put your helmet on. What this is also leading us into is we have a solar eclipse later in the month, and that will be, what is that solar eclipse going to be in? I believe it's is it Cancer? Yes, it's going to be Cancer. If I'm wrong, I will correct myself. And that's going to be based on our issues around freedoms and restriction. So I think that we're already seeing a lot of those themes that are playing out, and here at this time we're looking for sort of the culmination or the climax that does bring clarity and opens up a whole new path for many of us. One of the things that I've been finding that I've been advising my clients of so far is that when we feel like we're in this vice grip and the options are not clear, and we find that we're actually attached to a particular outcome of our situation, I recommend that you find a way to surrender without it having to mean failure or death. So, as with all of my readings, I like to play with perspective, and I invite you to join me as I provide you with the context of astrology to then create yet another story with finer details in time and space with the tarot. So, here's the deal. Sagittarius. This eclipse is all about you, baby. It's happening in your first house. So your first house is basically your identity and how you present yourself to the world. So this is about redefining your image. It's about putting yourself first and the emotional tests that come with that. So this is a bit of a new paradigm situation for you because we've just come out of the Capricorn Cancer lunar nodes cycle, and now it's about you and Gemini. So Gemini themes around testing in partnerships, emotional tests that are going to challenge your sense of who you are, and finding balance, but leaning more into the putting yourself first as opposed to others. So that is the trick for you, Sagittarius. So let me pull some tarot cards from the Rider-Waite. I'm just going to pull 3 today, clarify those with my mini Rider-Waite, and then pull a Lenormand and see what we get for you, Sag, for the eclipse, the full moon lunar eclipse in Sagittarius. What are the surrounding energies for you? Ooh. Well, I think you're feeling pretty good. You know, King of Wands could be you as Sagittarius. You're at the top of your game. You're feeling empowered. You're feeling inspired. Probably looking pretty hot too. And whatever image stuff that you're playing with right now could really be enhancing the way you feel about yourself. So let's see. We're starting out with the 3 of Swords. So a little bit of sorrow and grief, but you got your nose to the grindstone and you're working on something. And then we have the 6 of Pentacles. So you're finding your balance through work after a very sad time. And, you know, I want to caution you, Sagittarius, not to be skipping through things. You know, I think whatever challenges that you've had in terms of putting former situations behind you, you know, you're working on it, and you're learning how to trust when others are truly there for you or not. And, you know, finding people, finding new people within your community that are supporting the new changes that you want to make in your life, as you support them in ways that they need. So let's get some clarification on the 3 of Swords. I'm going to get 2 cards for that one. And let's see what I can get for the 8 of Pentacles. There we go. Just 1. And then on the 6 of Pentacles for Sagittarius for this full moon, please. 6 of Pentacles. Clarify the 6 of Pentacles. Thank you. All right. And that one. No. That one? Yes. Okay. We'll look at the surrounding energies in just a second. So, for the 3 of Swords, ooh, yeah. It's possible that someone who you carried a lot of love for ended very quickly. Very quickly and very suddenly. And so now here you are, working away. And you're actually feeling, you know what? You're feeling okay on your own. You know, it's not so bad. And you have everything you need. You know, you've got something to work on. You're working on your independence as part of this new identity for Sagittarius. And so in your environment, with the people that you're interacting with, we've got the Hierophant and the King of Swords. So this could be a Taurus or an air sign, or this could be like a new teacher or a new boss that's arriving on the scene that's going to help you enhance your spirituality. And you know, this, you could actually be part of a new church group. You may have switched churches. Yeah, so let's see what we can get from the Lenormand. We have the Coffin. So something is definitely over. And if you are experiencing a death in the family, my condolences to you. But I get the impression that this death is because of a relationship that has that has ended very quickly, and you don't see yourself going back. Like, there's no waffling, you're just kind of letting it go. You've accepted that you're on your own now, and you're finding new community with people who have something to truly offer you. And spiritually, it's really helping you balance out your emotions and giving you a new clarity around the kind of person that you would like to see yourself as you reinvent yourself, because this is definitely a crossroads. And we've got the master number 22 on there. So, we're looking at this being a significant change in terms of mindset, in terms of how you see yourself from a spiritual perspective, and how you want to see yourself in the future. So, Sagittarius, because this show is all about you and it's a little crazy out there, make sure you're wearing a helmet. We'll see you again.